Ms. Mitali Nikore. But in the meantime, we are tracking some breaking developments. We're now learning that Prime Minister Modi's engagements in Abu Dhabi have now concluded. Prime Minister Modi's bilateral meeting and all other programs that were slotted with the UAE leadership have come to an end. UAE President Sheikh Mohamed bin Zayed Al Nahyan will shortly see off Prime Minister Modi, who will now proceed to his next destination of his 5-nation tour. This is, of course, the latest that we are tracking on the broadcast. PM Modi's engagements are going to conclude and he's going to leave very shortly. He'll be seen off by UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan very shortly. All right, it seems that we've got Major General Sudhakarji back with us on the broadcast. Sir, apologies, but there was a slight connection issue. You were, of course, making your point. Please go ahead.
Yeah, there are issues like fertilizer, there are issues like sulfur. Sulfur is a byproduct of any petroleum industry. When you talk about sulfur, you produce sulfuric acid, and that acid is required for refinement of metals like copper, metals like you have nickel, and similar kind of things. And unless sufficient quantum of sulfur oxide or the acid goes into the industry sector, the industry is going to get into a state of hibernation. Or maybe a soft pedaling kind of a thing, which will impact the employment in all the countries besides the energy security. That has to be taken note of. Also, sulfur oxide is required for fertilizer manufacturing, and that has to go to the agriculture sector. So if there is not a balance to be carried out, then one-sided option to be exercised will also not yield favorable and positive results. So these things have to be seen. Now the data centers are coming up, like country like India. We require helium gas. Without helium gas, you cannot have the cooling process effectively undertaken in the data centers. Helium gas is used for the cooling process not only in the data centers, as also it is required for the semiconductor industry. So where do you get, if Qatar helium industry has totally blocked out and not been able to provide, if UAE can actually come into the rescue, and it will actually give us a lot of dividends to revive the economy, which is experiencing a lot of pressure, whether it is in India or China or Southeast Asia or any other country, this side of the hemisphere. Back to you, Pia.
All right, I'd like to come back to Ms. Mitali Nikore. We had lost your connection earlier as well, but Major General Sudhakarji pointed out what you said earlier with regards to UAE being a core of not just the petroleum industry, but several other industries as well, aerospace, technology, and there were some other outcomes